Good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from Northern Maine. I have two reasons why you should subscribe to this channel. The first one is you've already clicked on one of my thumbnails. So that means you have some interest in what this old boy's content is about. The second reason is this channel and its content is all about the great outdoors. Whether it be fishing, hunting, boating, hiking, map and compass. So subscribe to the channel if you'd like to, and let's get on to what today's topic is about. Well, good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from the Rustic log cabin in Northern Maine. Get yourself a cup of coffee. I'm here at the shop again today. I'm working on the hunt shack. I've got a couple of free days, so I'm going to get that completely finished. Sorry for the traffic. Again, we're at the shop. I got to do these videos when I have time, and I just set the camera up and kind of go through what my next process is at Beaver Creek and all of that. So sometimes you guys have to tolerate just a little bit of background noise. We call it music to our ears. But at the same time, I'm able to get these videos accomplished because it takes a lot of time, so I got to squeeze them in when I got time. So anyways, it's all framed up. I showed you that in one or two videos gone by. And I'm finally getting back to putting the siding on it. So now I'm at the point where I'm going to put the steel roof siding on. But before I do that, there's a step I want to share with you because I want longevity out of this hunt shack. Number one, I want it to last the rest of my life because that's why I'm building such a nice hunt shack. And I also want to be able to, my grandsons can use it for many years. So this all revolves around making sure stuff doesn't rot out. One of the tricks that I use for stuff like this, especially a hunt shack like this that'll be 12 feet off the ground, hard to maintain it, all of that, is we need to make sure that the wall studs from the open windows don't rot out. So how do I accomplish that? It's an old trick. I didn't make it up. It's been around since the beginning of time. Probably since the beginning of oil. So any oil will work. This is a bottle of old transmission fluid that I have. And this right here is a bottle of gear oil. It's probably about this much in the thing. So I'm going to use this one right here for what I want to do today. And this is only a jug of... The jug is RV antifreeze, but what's inside of it is a gallon of kerosene. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take, there's this much oil in here, so I'm going to put this much kerosene. So probably 2 to 1 would be the ratio. 2 parts oil, 1 part kerosene. So what that equals is 2 cups. Well, let's keep it simple. Big truck going by, I can't help that. This is where we're working. Let's keep it simple. 1 cup of motor oil, a half a cup of kerosene. Put it in a container, stir it together. Make sure you got a good thick, you don't want thick. What you want to happen, the kerosene cuts the oil so that when it gets on the wood will, because the kerosene has cut the oil to a liquid, the wood will suck in that oil into its pores and all of that. So it'll shed water, and I'm not going to do the whole thing, but what I'm going to do is everything that's below the windows, at least for a foot below each one, and the windows go all the way around it. So each one of those studs is going to get a coat of kerosene and motor oil. And that will, over time, that will protect that hunt shack for many, many years to come. Now we got to back up. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there saying, "Oh my God, you're going to put kerosene and motor oil on his deer stand. That ain't never going to work." Well, back up, people, back up. As you know, in all of these videos, I hunt a little different than everybody else. I spend a lot of time in the woods. Deer, all that stuff, they get accustomed to smells, odors, people, where people are, where people aren't. I've seen them come out to an oily pickup truck when we used to work in the woods, come out and check out the pickup because it smelled so bad of oil and stuff. Curiosity. Deer are a very curious animal. They want to know what's in their backyard. They want to know if it's danger or if it's just something they don't have to worry about. Well, this stand's going to sit there 12 months a year with nobody in it. So they will become accustomed to this. Now over time it might not have much, but over time I might recoat it. They will come accustomed to that motor oil smell. Guaranteed. Don't worry about it. They will come accustomed to that motor oil smell. Now this is a twofold thing. Time for a coffee. Let that truck go by because of course when we try to build a video, the traffic picks up. Now you got to think about this one right here. Most people nowadays hunt with a four-wheeler or something like that. So they drive back in the woods with their oily smelling four-wheeler. Take like mine, it's chain driven, my six-wheeler. It has 4 tires behind it. They're all chain driven. On a regular basis, I lube and oil that chain to keep it from wearing out. Keep the sprockets from wearing out. So oiling the six-wheeler is a common thing. And then I take it into the woods and park it where I'm going to hunt. So I'm bringing an oil smell into the woods regardless. And if you're on a four-wheeler or a six-wheeler, you're doing the same thing. Or a double wide, you're doing the same thing. So by having the deer get used to that oil smell on the hunt shack, if they smell it on that four-wheeler, they're not going to be alarmed. So, just a little food for thought and the way I think about things. So today, I've got all the steel roofing here that I picked up for free from the side of the road last fall. I was going by a guy's house and he cleaned off the roof on his woodshed. And all that roofing was setting out by the road, so I stopped and talked to him. And he was happier than heck to let me haul it off for him. And I believe, I've never counted the pile. Boy, I at least, if there's not 50 sheets there that's 7 feet long, then there's not one. I just haven't counted them. So I'm building 2 of these hunt shacks and they're going to be completely sided with steel roofing and a steel roof on the top. So all that's being done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix this stuff together. You also need a stirring stick. Get that stuff stirred up really nice. So I'm going to get this stuff made up. I'll bring you along for that part, and then I'm going to start laying it on that fish house. I call it a fish house because that's exactly what it is. It's 4 feet by 8 feet. It's a big fish house to boot. But this is made for the family and the family legacy, so I built something that's big enough to and not only that, the pipe staging was 8 feet across, 7 feet, so I ended up making these hunt shacks 8 feet so that they will cover the entire surface of the pipe staging that I'm dragging in. And when it's all said and done, I'm going to have 2 buildings 12 feet off the ground to be able to store things in as well as hunt in comfort. So that's going to be a very nice way to finish off my hunting career over there on Beaver Creek. So let's get this made up and I'll see you in a minute. Like I said, this right here is nothing more than, this is gear oil. Anything will work. Motor oil, used motor oil if you got it on hand. going to save that bottle. I'm going to fill this up, clean it out, fill it up with gasoline, and I'm still working on that old farm tractor, so I'm going to use this for a fuel tank. Well, until I can at least get some spark plugs in it and see if it'll work. So you see I dumped in a little bit of kerosene in there. What you're doing is you're making a really good, and you can use this on buildings, you can use it on bridges, anything that's touching the ground, this will work really good on. I know you probably won't be able to see in there, but you got to stir it in until that you can feel the oil down in the bottom. So you just keep stirring it, just like a can of paint, until it really has a good chance to absorb into that kerosene. I'm going to dump in just a little bit of this transmission fluid too, just for the fun of it. Okay, I'm using this coffee thing because I can put a lid on it and save it. It's just like a can of paint now. It's on the shelf when I need it. When I need it, I can go take it off the shelf. Hey, I like that. Nice, and it's not thick, but you can tell it's got, you can tell that there's oil in there. Like I said, I'm making up, this is almost half full now. So I'm making up enough that I can just stick on the shelf and save. Okay. Oh, you can see that's right full of oil. And that's all there is to it. Go around these window bases, cover them with oil. And these suckers will last a long time. And every once in a while I will come in over the years and put some oil on the top again and hopefully let some ooze down behind here just to keep a good quart, a good coat of motor oil. Well, that's going to take care of that, putting the oil on there and all of that. We have got one hellacious of a busy summer planned here at East Grand Woodsman, trust me. So you won't want to miss too many of these videos if you want to keep up. I've got these 2 hunt shacks to put over there. I'm going to move Beaver Creek Camp. I've decided that I've got all the materials together to get my roller system hauled in. I have a roller system left over from my building days when I used to build and move buildings and camps and all of that stuff. I never got rid of that stuff because why? You might need it someday. Well, I need it. So it's handheld. You can move it on the 4-wheeler, get it in there. And then I'm going to move Beaver Creek. Probably it's going to move somewhere between 700 and 1,000 feet. We'll see. So that will be very interesting for you guys. What else is going to, yeah, I got to put in the dock system. I have a 24-foot aluminum plank that's going to be part of my dock system to get me out into Beaver Creek. And it's basically because of the swale grass. I want it to be simple and easy to be able to get out in the boat. I don't want to have to be wading through water and swale grass to get out to where the boat floats. So this 24-foot aluminum plank will make a really nice dock system. And I also have a leftover aluminum ladder that got damaged from being dropped. That will become part of my dock system. So 2 halves there. That's another 60 feet of aluminum that I can use for a walkway. So between the two, that'll be 60, 70, 80, little over 80 feet. That should get me out to where I want to be. I'll be doing that probably in the winter time. That way I can walk right out on the ice and all that, drill some holes in the ice, and then I'm going to sink some steel post down into, pound it down in as hopefully 4 or 5 feet to keep it all held in place, and then bolt across a holder that will hold the 24-foot aluminum plank. And then we've got a dock system there for years and years and years and years. I've got a 12-foot aluminum boat going over there, the one that I cleaned up a guy's yard for when I took that in on trade. So I got that boat for free. I had 3 12-foot kayaks given to me a few years ago. Those are going to get hauled in there. So there will be a 12-foot boat and 3 kayaks there for the family to use. So it should make, and like I said, all this stuff, once I get through this year at Beaver Creek, then I will be slowing down dramatically. Right now, I just want to get this stuff in there and up and running. So, I got a message to one of my viewers. I hope you'll watch this. Shane, you know who I'm talking to. Shane, if you see this email, I have sent you a note, but I'm not sure that you got it. Send me an email back. I would like to be able to help you out moving your outbuilding at your cabin. Before I move my roller system into Beaver Creek, I would like to maybe take care of moving your little building. If you get this message, just email me and then we'll set something up. And like I said, but I'd like to do it. I'd like to do it fairly soon if we can, just so that I can get the roller system moved into Beaver Creek. And once the roller system's into Beaver Creek, it'll probably sit there until next summer, so it'll be there at least a year. So, get a hold of me, Shane, send me an email, anything, and I will see all of you in the next video. And I hope you have a great week.